Creepers! What's up, my creeps? How the heck are you guys today? I am coming to you guys live from a very, very beautiful place here in Portland. I'm coming to you guys from Southeast Portland today, and I am at Mount Tabor Park, which is an actual active volcano here in Southeast Portland. What you guys might think is crazy, but it's an actual thing here. And in fact, tomorrow is the anniversary of the actual lava flow from the original volcano eruption. But let's check out this little statue, or placard if you will, of what actually happened, and then we'll take a little venture around the park and I'll show you guys some really cool things. It's just such a beautiful place, and there's actually some remnants of the volcanic explosion, if you will, still here at the park. So let's check out this placard first, and it'll describe a little bit more as to what I'm talking about, and then we'll take a little adventure up here into the park, and you guys can see how high up the elevation sits, and it's a beautiful sight of the looking west into Portland. So I'm gonna check that out next, but let's check this out right quick, and I'll give you guys a little bit more detail. Now, if you guys can see actually where this placard sits, is some of the actual rock formations. So if you guys can see, it's a little dark, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit closer here so you guys can read it. Through the fiery throat of this volcano exploded glowing cinders, which cooling formed the ground on which you now stand. Younger than the hundreds of volcanoes which poured out their lavas into the foothills of Mount Hood, this cinder cone has withstood the ravages of time to become part of Mount Tabor. It now stands peacefully in the City of Roses, the only major city in the United States that has an active volcano within its borders. So this tablet was installed by the Geological Society of the County of Oregon, August 8th, 1952. So that's pretty cool. And if you guys can see, there's a bunch of them out here still. And so we're gonna walk over this way so you guys can see a little bit better of some remnants of the actual soot and some of the way that the rocks have formed up here at Mount Tabor through over the years. But yeah, like I said, this place is just absolutely beautiful. And Mount Tabor actually holds, well, it doesn't anymore. It was once used as our water reservoir here in the city of Portland for most of our drinking water. But that changed over the years due to vandalism and people thinking that, you know, maybe just bad activities that could go into the water or basically hurt our drinking supply. So they switched that, but we'll walk up there hopefully in a minute and I can show you guys. So look at this cool little amphitheater they have set up here as well to perform live events and whatnot. It's beautiful. And if you guys can see, we are just surrounded by beautiful trees, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful day. It's going to be hot here in Portland today, you guys, so I'm out early and enjoying the wee hours, if you will, because it's by about 3-4 o'clock it's going to warm up quick. So check out these existing rock formations. And if you guys can see, this actually used to be open to the public, but they have since put in this wire fence to kind of keep people away from the rock. But if you guys can see the crazy formations that this lava had created, wow, not to mention this little hole that's opened up in the wall here. That's really cool looking. But if you guys can see, all up along here, the geological formations of the rock, and then obviously the soot you guys can still see that exists along the wall and the pillars of this awesome volcano. But wow, well, look at that. Look at this giant erosion that's taken place inside the rock. That's pretty cool. It actually looks like a little miniature volcano. But that's pretty cool. I wanted you guys to come up here and see not only how beautiful this park is, but how cool it is that Portland actually has a, you know, like a living active volcano, if you will. Now, I'm not sure if that placard holds time well on the dating information. I believe there is another active volcano, maybe somewhere in like Phoenix, Arizona I've read before, but I could be wrong. Maybe Portland is the only place that has the active volcano. So let's go up here, you guys, and check out the rest of this beautiful park. I want to show you guys how beautiful the view is from up here. You can really see into the heart of downtown and all the cool views of all the good buildings, and a lot of them you guys will recognize from other vlogs. Now, if you guys haven't checked out my other vlogs around town, make sure you guys do, because I'm from Portland native, if you will, so I feel like, you know, if you're trying to come here to the city or you don't know most places, you can hop on my vlog and basically check it out for free. So we're going to, let's venture up this way into the park and get you guys a really cool view of more of these beautiful redwood trees and stuff. And if you guys can see, there's a bunch of people already up here playing and having their little fun summer camps, if you will. So yeah, this place is really cool. Okay, let's walk over here for a minute and I'll show you guys the official Mount Tabor marker and a map layout, if you will, of the entire information. Over here to my left is actually the visitor center, so go check this out real quick. And I believe there's also a giant statue up here, maybe like a publisher or a founder of like one of the original Oregonian publications out here in Portland. So here's the actual Mount Tabor sign, and if you guys can see, here's the actual layout of the park with the giant water reservoir. That's what I was telling you guys about, which we don't actually use anymore for our drinking water. But so we're right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of make our way up through here to the next reservoir, and then I'm going to take you guys up here so you can see how beautiful our city is looking west. And coming up here next week is the Soapbox Derby. So, oh, I'm sorry, it's on the 18th, so it's coming up pretty soon. If you guys can see the little flyer here for it. So we're definitely going to come back up here on the 18th and check out some of these Soapbox Derby racers. These hills make for a great path for these guys to ride their cruise their homemade soapbox derbies down. So it's pretty cool. I've come to it a couple years and they've been doing it now for a while, so I'm definitely going to get up here and show you guys that. But let's venture up here a little bit farther and see the cool sights of Mount Tabor Park. Now, I don't know if you guys thought that was interesting, but I sure did, and I find it very interesting that, you know, at one point this place didn't sit as well as it did, and you could basically come up here and, you know, active volcano sit would probably be all over the place. The only other volcano that I've heard of would have been a Mount St. Helens, which erupted in 1980. And I was actually not born yet, but my folks have told me stories about when that volcano erupted. There was actually so much soot and ash all over the city that they actually thought at one point it looked like snow. I mean, it was just so much. So let's venture down onto one of these little paths here, and we're gonna go into the depths of Mount Tabor Park. And I'm gonna kind of dip back into the shade here because it's warming up quick. But if you guys can see all around me, this park is just absolutely amazing. And it's absolutely filled with really cool little trails. And you know, it's crazy because the heart of the city is literally just a stone's throw from here. But if you guys ever want to come up here and just have a peaceful moment or get away from the city, I highly recommend coming up here to Mount Tabor. And as we get up here a little bit farther, you guys will see where it branches out, and then we can check out what the city looks like. So I'm excited to take you guys up here. When I lived in Southeast, I actually came up here a lot and would just, especially on a hot day, it's nice and cool and shady up here because of all these beautiful Douglas firs and redwoods that we have in Oregon. So yeah, and also I want to just take the time to say thank you to everybody that's been on my comment section, everybody that's been creeping. Really appreciate it, man. I couldn't ask for anything most. We're actually creeping in on about 700 subscribers, you guys, so make sure you like and share this video if you can. That would be really cool of you. And like I always say, everybody that's been creeping since day one, you guys know how much I appreciate that. So that's really cool. And all the people that just now jumped on board and is creeping along, if you will, yeah, thank you so much. And like I always say too, if you guys want to do me one better, you can always hit that little bell icon. That way when YouTube gets the video uploaded, they can see that the person that's notified, whoever subscribes to your channel. Hey, how you guys doing? Hi. A lot easier going down. So yeah, people come up here and bike and jog and walk their dogs, and it's just such a beautiful way to get out of the city for a minute. Good morning.
Good morning.
Cute little doggies.
Thanks, man. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
So yeah, Portland is just so full of so many good people, and what's really cool about coming up here is usually it's people like-minded that just want to get out of the hustle and bustle and come up here and enjoy their time. And every time I've been up here, I've always been greeted and been really friendly people that have been up here. So highly recommend Mount Tabor Park. Now, if you guys are worried that it would blow up or, you know, the lava would come out while you're up here, it's very unlikely, so I wouldn't worry about that. But so we're rearing our heads around this little turn here, and we're getting a little bit closer to what I wanted to show you guys as well. And I think you guys will, morning, I think you guys will be excited to see. This is cool. This is actually one of our reservoirs. Well, it was used originally for our drinking water, but now it's closed, so they kind of just use it as like an ambiance still at the park. So if you guys start to look down in between those trees right down here, you guys will see that blue water rearing its head through the trees. And as we get over here past these bigger trees, you guys will be able to see how absolutely gorgeous of a day it is and how absolutely awesome it is up here at Mount Tabor. And I'll actually show you one of the little, like it's a station that was actually guarded by the National Guard at one point to make sure that our drinking water wasn't being, you know, tainted or anything like that. And they're kind of these cool little like castle-esque reservoirs, which I thought were really cool, that kind of just stand out to the side and make sure that people weren't, you know, tainting our water or putting anything into it. But now they don't have to worry about that, so it's basically just kept for looks. So if you guys can see through these trees, we're getting a little bit closer into being able to see downtown. So we're up fairly high, which is awesome. And I'm gonna go around down here, and then we'll probably make our way down to the next little station. That way you guys can get a really good shot of what I'm talking about. And then also, if you just literally do like a full 360-degree turn, you can see we're just literally surrounded by trees the whole way. So yeah, it's awesome. And most people will park their cars down at the bottom of the hill and walk in or bike in. But these are the hills that the Soapbox Derby guys will, you know, roll their cars all the way down. So it's really cool to watch. So make sure you guys stay tuned. On the 18th, we'll be coming back up here to video that. So that'll be really cool. So yeah, this is awesome. And I'm gonna, right after we get past these two bigger trees, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna show you guys such a great shot of downtown. Oh, it looks like there's a little doggy down there chasing the tennis ball early. That's awesome. So here is one of the main reservoirs. There's actually, I believe, 5 of them. And if you guys can look closely, this is what I was talking about. Look at this beautiful shot of Portland. Just absolutely amazing. And if you guys can see, if you look really closely right out here, about the tip of my finger, that's the coin tower. And that's one of the tallest buildings in Portland. so you guys can see it really good from here. And directly in front of everything, the castle looking little deal there is the actual guard station for the reservoir. So I've always thought those have been really cool to look at. And if you guys can see, it's just, like I keep saying, it's just an absolute beautiful day. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody so much for always tuning in and commenting. And I'm going to keep this one short. So one more time from Portland's active volcano. This is Creeper. And I love you guys, and I really appreciate everybody that's been creeping. So with that being said, Creeper out for now. Peace.